But I will say that sitting back here with my daughter, we were making a comment, and I was saying, it's something that Pastor Davis used to say, or Pastor Davis said to us, and she automatically said, we don't count people, we make people count.
Yes.
And in sitting here right now, that's where I am right now. And I'm like, that made great sense to me, that we don't count people, we make people count. So it doesn't matter about who is here, because God divined for whomever is here at this present moment in time, that they get whatever you're calling to receive. So I'm going to give you my little quick story, and I'm going to get out of here. I do read my story just so I can stay kind of on track with myself. But she was born and raised on the south side of Chicago. She grew up with her great-grandmother. The story that has been told to her was the reason she began life as broken and bruised. It has been told to her, her father expressed to her mother, if she became pregnant again, he would leave her. Well, guess what? Her mother did not believe it. And as so, even though it was on him, she became pregnant again, and he left. Her mother already had 2 children, and they were in school. So because she was young and could not attend school, she was forced to live with her great-grandmother. She was being raised by her great-grandmother and her aunt. She remembered how she would get a chance to visit her mother, but always had to leave a few days after being there. She never understood why, but later in life, she quickly learned she was able to visit only on the weekends. And during the week, she had to stay with her great-grandmother and her aunt to be cared for. As life progressed on, she eventually went to live with her mother and her 2 sisters. She began school, and she finally made it through to graduation day. What an exciting time. What an exciting day, she thought it was supposed to be, that once again turned into a broken but bruised amenity for her in her lifetime, and a nightmare she would never forget. Her mother dropped the news on her by saying, I am going to live my life, and soon thinking about getting married. I am done raising children. She cried, well, what will happen to me? Her mother stated while adjusting her graduation cap, your grandmother can keep y'all. Y'all can stay here with her, or I don't know or even care. She never realized until she became grown what this done to her. It caused her not to trust people who stated they would be there for her, because eventually she knew they would leave her life. Left with no choice, she lived with her grandmother and her sisters. Now life in high school. She looked for so much attention, and she was very rebellious. She fought a lot, and she stayed in trouble. She found a group called the Pep Squad, so she decided to join the team. She was so excited, and she went to tell her grandmother and her sisters. As she expressed her excitement of trying out for the team, she was hit with another broken and bruised amenity in her life. She was told she could not try out because she was responsible for picking up her niece and nephew from school. Long story short, she refused to pick them up and was told if she didn't, she better not come home. Devastated, she was left out in the cold, homeless, with nowhere to go. A broken teenager, all alone, out sleeping on the park benches and wondering why she had to go through this alone. There has been more brokenness in her life, but how does she welcome it all? She leaned and learned that God would never leave her nor forsake her. She had to learn how to become better but not bitter. She even learned that sometimes in life you have to accept a sorry that you may never get.
Yes. Yes.
See, when someone is abusing another person, they see no wrong in their doing. But the Bible says you reap what you sow, meaning that there is an effect for everything people do or say, and that effect a person puts onto something will be rewarded appropriately in life's time or in their next life. So she learned how to be kind to others regardless of how they treated her. She began to discover that God specializes in the impossible. See, impossible, if broken apart, becomes impossible. Impossible to do anything above and beyond all I could ever imagine, because God has healed the broken heart and brokenness inside of us all. See, for a while, she tried to hide brokenness because of what family would think. But through the brokenness, she found out that the word brokenness refers to the state of surrender and defeat one experience when hardship comes into their usual steady and painless life. Quickly, I would like to show you once how you can begin to mend and to heal from the brokenness or the brokenness of being fearful or going through something in your life. You have to ask God to give you a rewarding spirit within you. King David was once a broken man, and he prayed, "Create in me a pure heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me." You ask God to give you a forgiving heart. Forgive others in spite of what they do to you, in spite of how they treat you. It will cause you to relieve unwanted stress and not allow someone to live rent-free in your head, but let go and let God and move on.
Right.
Yeah. Love in spite of, and learn how to mend and heal from your brokenness. It does not come overnight. You have to be ready to love and see yourself mending from the brokenness. Yes. Let go of your past. Ask God to give you a forgiving heart, and don't allow it to destroy you, but uplift and empower you to know God will protect you and keep you in perfect peace. Learn in your brokenness to get your peace of mind instead of your mind being in a lot of pieces. Being broken is not the end of your destiny. Being broken is not the end of your life. How you perceive the outcome is what determines if you will be destroyed or if you will become an overcomer.
Right.
So in life, when you get hit as oftentimes as we see things coming, in my adult life, I have had a broken marriage. I've lost jobs. My house has been foreclosed on not once, twice, but 3 times. I've had health failures, including a mild stroke. So I've been hit with some major things. But did I go down? No, because sometimes we are hit with such force that it knocks you down. Life takes a hard hit. Circumstances can cause devastation and pain and be excruciating. But it becomes difficult to hold, our joy, and we may walk out of our mind. But the Apostle Paul says, we are afflicted in every way, but not cruised. We are perplexed, but not driven to despair. We're persecuted, but not forsaken. And we're struck down, but we're never destroyed.
Amen.
You can get up.
Yes.
When we are hit hard and knocked to the ground, it feels as if our strength is gone, and we are just bruised but not destroyed. Remember, he who is in you is greater than he who is in the world. And this is 1 John 4:4. We never stand alone in our battles. Our God, mighty in power, fights for us. With God, our bruises are our final say-so. And we may be bruised, but we shall never be broken or destroyed.
Right.
See, if it was not for grace and mercy, my God.
Yes.
If it just was not for grace and mercy, my God, my God, my God. I don't know where I would be.
Yes.
Because see, grace kept me.
Yes.
But mercy guided me
Yes.
through it all.
Right.
And although I'm bruised by the thoughts and the actions of others keeping me from reaching what I thought was going to be my destiny. Excuse me.
Come on. It's all right.
Since our destiny is not connected to others, we must learn how to get over the storms.
Right.
The cutoff becomes real,
Yes.
and yet it's necessary.
Yes.
Because cutting off family is the most complicated thing that I had to overcome and do. Those that are bruising you may never understand, but getting yourself together is the most important of it all. See, I had to stay bruised. If I had to stay bruised, I would have caused this pain onto my children. So because I didn't want to, I tried to hide my pain. So I never tell my children my story. And the reason why I bring them on this tour is so they can understand the strength of the things that I'm taking them through. It was not because I want to shadow them from the world, but I don't want them to go through what I've been through.
Yeah.
Amen.
And so I try to protect them in the best way that I can.
Amen. Amen.
And so they don't know how it is to be treated like this by others because I didn't allow it. But I refuse to allow this generational curse to be passed down to my children, for them to give to their children, and then our generations to come. So if we never face our past, we'll never understand how strong of an overcomer we can become.
Yes, that's it.
Telling others of our past hurt and how to heal has helped me a lot in realizing God is my protector and constant waymaker. He opened my heart to forgive and love in spite of. He showed me how to be completely free from my past hurt and bruised spirit. He granted me peace that surpasses all understanding.
Come on.
He gave me joy, unspeakable joy in the midst of it all.
Right.
And he kept me even though I didn't want to be kept. He showed me how to forgive and what forgiveness would do once you forgave. It caused high blood pressure and other health failure things. But he showed me how others and those that hurt me were still living their life really free. So I had to say, God give me the strength to endure and the heart to forgive. He began to work on me, and this peace I have, I know the world didn't give it and they can't take it away from me.
Say that.
So I say to you that my life has some toss and turns. I remember my family telling me I talk too much and I tell too much. But look at God. All that I've been going through has worked out in my favor.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Because he was preparing me for something I couldn't see.
Right.
And that something turned into being a part of this tour.
Right.
And being able to share my story on this platform. And I pray that something that I have said will bless someone just to become just a little bit stronger in your life's doing.
Yes.
Because beyond all the hurt and pain and all that God will bless and keep you, and in the midst of it all, grant you peace and prosperity through it all. But remember, being broken and being destroyed is not your destiny. It's to get you to where you are, and we're just a part of this tour just to let you know that just another strength, just another day, just another journey will get you to where you are to be. And I am just here to just a living testimony to tell you some of the things that I've been through: a broken marriage after 20 years, children rebelling on you, losing a job, and just going through, even right now, coming on this tour to this month. I was hit financially to where I didn't have any income. My children didn't know. I didn't have income for a month and a half. Bank account was on negative $2,493, and I didn't understand why. I called the bank faithfully. I went to North Lake, to where they told me their corporate office was, and told these people, you are putting me in eviction court because I cannot pay my rent. What is going on with this account? So I'm telling you that being bruised and broken, you will find it. How do you get overcome it? I only know one way, and that's to ask the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost to protect me and to keep me in spite of. And to say, God, even though we can't pay the lights, keep them on. God, even though we can't pay the gas bill, keep us being able to eat. And God, whatever it is that we're going through in our lifetime, keep us. Because even when I decided that that was okay, like, okay, Makita, I'm talking to her, she's like, baby, come on. We got you. Come on the tour. Don't worry about it. Come on. Even then, he shut my car down. You need a battery. I put it in. You need a new starter. I put it in. Now it don't cut on at all. I didn't have 50 mechanics and the dealer. Can't nobody, the dealer want money that I don't have to tell me what's wrong. I don't have it. So I'm just standing here to end my story, to let you know that being bruised and broken and destroyed is not the end of your destiny. Get up from where you are. Just lift your head. And I've learned to just keep walking in faith. Regardless of what I go through and what I'm doing, I just keep up and living life every day. I go to work every day, and I told Makita I'm working for free because as soon as it hit the bank account, my job, I said, can you stop sending it to that account? Can you give me a live check? Oh, we forgot, Miss Atkins, that you wanted a live check. We sent it to that account because everybody is direct deposit. And since you're not a new employee, that's the only way we usually would give a live check. So now you just sent my paycheck there again. And so now it's open up another account, but you got to have money to do that. And so I'm just ending my story to tell you that life, I know, has to get better because I've hit the bottom. God bless you.